Hi. Okay. Looks like my coffee machine might be working again. Hopefully. Um, could have been just sort of one of those glitches. Don't know. Um, yeah, I was a bit sad this morning. I read a story on the internet that I won't tell you what it is. It's really depressing. You hate it. It was just, oh, it was just a short. I didn't open it. It was just, and it just got to me. I won't even mention any more about it, but that sort of, didn't help my mood. I ended up talking to Raf. Um, And it's just, she told me she's been vomiting, she's been sick this morning. I said, oh, why, what's up? And she said, oh, I forgot to take my medication for a couple of days. Oh. She said, yeah, it's so strong now. If she misses 2 days, she gets ill. I don't know whether that's when she takes the medication or well, I don't know. I certainly want to go into it. And I just thought, oh, shit. That's the antidepressant stuff. Yeah, she's on such a high level that if she doesn't take it, she gets ill, vomits, sick. I suppose when she tries to take it again, I guess the body just, I don't know what happens. I don't know whether I probably should ask her, but I don't know if I want to. It's a really depressing subject, isn't it? Somebody's got to take that much medication. And after all the shit I've been through, and I don't take any of it, I've just poured a glass of wine. That's my medication. I probably have about 3, and then that'll be it. Which is good because I'm going off it. I don't want it. Sick of it. Yeah, I've been thinking about what we were talking about this morning. So before I go on, I'm also a bit I'm really fucked up about this site I'm doing. I think what you've got to realise is we go through phases, and you're at the phase now where you've lost confidence in your rendering, in your animation. And yeah, we go through phases because we lose confidence. That's what entrepreneurs do a lot of the time, is lose confidence. So they have to pump up their confidence, and I suppose people say I'm a very confident person. Not really, I'm driving it up to try and get me through it. But yeah, no, I talk to people, and there's just a couple of things that I can't seem to find the right sort of people, and the right sort of people are there that are not interested in it. Which is, I didn't think I'd have a problem that end. I thought I'd have a problem the other end, getting the customers for it. But maybe I'm going to have a problem getting people to service it. I don't know. Which sort of, I thought, well, maybe it's PAL. People that go on to PAL aren't, that interested. I've got to find people that, I think anyway, that can respond quickly and know what you're talking about and what have you. But anyway, that's, and I also have, bloody cockroaches, I'm sick of them, cockroach plague here. Yeah, and then they need stable internet and that sort of thing. But I don't know. I think I probably shouldn't look at it too closely and just sort of think, well, I've got 3 potential businesses now, and I'll just work them up one at a time, slowly, and see how that goes. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that. But that's sort of weighing a bit on me as well. Plus this cancer, it's on my mind. It's just everything is on my mind. Christmas is coming up. Yet another Christmas without my family. Yeah, but the thing I was thinking about was your discussion this morning. And I was just, because I'm sort of at the point now where I think the sink needs to be cleaned, I'll do that. I might do the shower floor tomorrow, do the kitchen, part of the kitchen the next day or something. I don't spend all day doing it. I just do what I can when I can. Whether that's right, wrong, I don't fucking know, and I don't fucking care. But I'm listening to what you're talking about, and this morning you were talking about, oh, men don't do anything, that sort of thing. Like my mother used to wash all day long and sort of thing. I thought, well, we've been using fucking washing machines for years. And in the end, we ended up with a very small one. It was Sue's idea, actually. It wasn't a bad one. It was quite, and it was just, and it would only fill up to the amount of clothing that was in there. And you didn't leave it all week. You just threw it in, at the end of the day. I used to wash every other day. I'd wear a couple of t-shirts and a pair of shorts, and I'd just toss it in the washing machine, put in a bit of, press a button, walk away. And they're really quite advanced, and don't take up much room, And I used to hang mine out on the line. Sue used to put hers in the clothes dryer. But it was probably easier than making a cup of coffee, truth be known. And so I was asking and thought, what the fuck are you talking about? Why are you talking about what happened 50 years ago, 40 years ago? What's the point? I just don't get it. And then it's really just, I've noticed that. I was telling you, with those women that sat around the bloody table, it changes when you get married, The truth is, most marriages are folding, they're dissolving. So why are people so fucking authoritative, speaking with such authority that they know the answer to something, when relationships aren't working, marriages aren't working? Wouldn't it be just better to be honest and say, fuck knows, who knows what to do these days? And you might, I would listen to that and think, well, yeah, that makes sense, because, it's just falling to pieces all over the place. And, as soon as somebody's blamed somebody else for their reason, that I shut off to that as well. But, when you were talking about, men don't want to do this, I thought, well, I am probably, I'd like to think I was a clean freak, but I'm not. Okay. So what would get me to clean up? Yeah, talking about occasionally I'd do it. I don't know what you mean. If you want this fucking bright, shining house and, all of it's, I'm probably not a part of it. I don't know. Also at my stage in life, I don't know that it would make me that happy. I'm here by myself. Oh, beauty, got a nice clean house. Gee, I feel good. Now I've done all this work, I'll sit down and enjoy a drink. Isn't this great? I'm just trying to get through the week. I don't know whether you can sort of see what I'm talking about here, but all this fucking, it's this way, it's that way, it should be this way, it should be that way. Forget it. It's the fact of the matter. Raph was vomiting. And she's got a lovely clean home. Lovely. It's really immaculate, spotless. And she always puts a Christmas tree up and does that sort of thing. Yeah, vomiting when she doesn't take her antidepressant medication. Yeah. So she's doing the right thing, hey? And she can get quite authoritative about things as well. And I look at it and think, well, yeah, I don't know whether that's the way to go or not. Yeah, but it's and I just find talking to you, I look at it and think, well, why not look at what you and I do that works and what doesn't work? And I can tell you, when we have a discussion when, you're highly stressed about something, is a disaster. So you've learned something, you'll know that when you're under a severe stress, you are just not a pleasure to be around. And if you knew yourself in that situation, you would probably say, I'm under a lot of stress. Chances are I'm under a lot of stress. How about we just forget the conversation for today, and don't try and keep going when there's a high likelihood that you're going to fall over. It's like if I send you something that's a bit too sad, a bit too depressing, I just don't. I just delete it. Yesterday it was the thing that got me is I went to the doctor's surgery, and the two oh, they're really happy. Yeah, hello, youngish, sort of in their 30s or something. And I was like, yeah, can we just get this off? I don't want this shit. And I told them, you know, I was, oh, I'll give you a local. And I said, oh, fuck that, forget that. Just cut the fucking thing. That's, I mean, it's just a little scalpel nick out of here. Just forget all this shit. Oh, no, I've got to do it. And then I showed them my 6-inch scar. I said, I got 2 Panadol, paracetamol for that. And I asked for a third, and they said no. And they laughed. And I just thought, yeah, had it been a fucking woman there that said that, it would have been, oh, you poor thing, oh, yeah. But because it was a man, I was, it's just sort of like, it's all of this thinking that's got nothing to do with reality. That's what's getting to me. It's the same as if you spoke to Sir, she'd tell you that no, Bob doesn't mind being away from the children. He'd rather be on the internet. That's what she'd tell you. And she would thoroughly, yeah, load of bullshit, but that's what she'd say. She's got it all in her head, very authoritative. Oh, no, she knows. Oh, God, she knows. And that's the best, you know. People authority, you know, full of authority. They just know. They know all these things. You know? Like Donald Trump. God, who wants Donald Trump as a president? He's no good, is he? Well, he hasn't actually had a presidency yet. You know, he was. You sort of, you know. But they all know. Oh, God, we know so much. Oh. And really, I look at it, I just think, fuck off. Yeah, but that's what you say. You know, I listen to all of your authoritative comments that have probably come from your mother and her mother before that and her mother before that. She's probably doing, I don't know, they could be doing the washing the same way as their great-great-great-grandmother. You know, we've got some pretty U-bit machines these days, cheap, but, you know, they do a pretty good job. And really, it's I don't know what to say about it, but it's like, if I lived like that, I wouldn't have, you know, I'd be still, I don't know what I'd be doing. But I use WordPress, for example. I tell people how wonderful it is, quick, easy, you don't need any experience, or what you should do, I suppose, but I mean, you can get by without it, and probably better than the, you know, the copy and paste sites of GoDaddy, etc. You know, but it's really up to date, very modern. But I'm not living in, you know, how it was in 1920. You know, I don't. I just, it's all getting, it's bringing me down. It's just, you know, it's you know, what if we discussed today that, you know, is uplifting, other than, you know, you're just saying, oh, it just can't possibly work, you know. And I would just say the reason men don't love you is because you fight all the time or something. You know, and I'd say one of the reasons you fight is the stress levels are too high, and you're putting them on yourself. Because you want a house, car, another car, you know, kids, school, get a better job. And the guys just go, oh, fuck off. You know, why can't it be like when we were single? Oh, no, it changes when you're married. Nobody says that before, you know, you get married. Nobody says, oh, well, enjoy it, you know, because the shit really starts when you get married. You think, yep, that's what happens. The shit really starts. That's what happened with me. And yeah, it was just shit. It was just total shit. I look at it. Any effort I put into it, I mean, it's just worthless. Waste of time. Having children, actually, was a waste of time. For me, if you look at it, where are they? You know, all that time, all that marriage, is there any money? Am I living in a nice place? Have I got a car? No, I've got a push bike. You know, so all of that effort was just a waste of time for me. So I can say that too, just a waste of time. But, you know, and it's well, Sue didn't want to change me, did she? And I don't know. I don't think any of you really think. I don't think I don't ever hear you say, oh, geez, this is a great idea. You know, like you know, you'll talk about, oh, I don't know, it's just Sue's the same way. You know, and I'd suggest doing this, doing that, and it's almost like I'm talking to a mother. Now, I'm not having to go at your mother, but it's something that happens, and I think it's a tone between you. All this authority. gets passed. It's this authoritarian talk goes from one woman to the next down the line. The classic was, I know people don't ever buy anything, don't pay for anything on the internet. You knew that. And then you find out later, oh God, they are. Yeah, it's actually a way to earn an income, boom. People are doing it. Yeah, times are changing. You see what I'm saying? It's that authority, you know. I know people never, as if you knew everybody and knew everything. It's definitely not entrepreneurial. It's the opposite of entrepreneurial. That bit. It's an entrepreneur like me would think, I don't know, that the market I'm after is a certain sort of market. I'm not even certain whether it exists, but I suspect because I sensed it, it may be out there. Where's the authority in that? Where's the, oh, I know? Yeah, because you don't fucking know. It's just, can you see what I'm saying? That's, men have got this as well. They're authorities. Oh, fucking, this person's wrong, that person's wrong. And it comes, I don't know, also from radio, shock jock. It's this know-all authority type of thing. Oh, look, you might be right. All those people might be trying to put up donation sites, but no, the rule is you don't pay for anything on the internet, although it's the quickest growing market in the world. I suspect you're wrong, but can you see what I'm saying? I think that's actually, if I was to say one thing that destroys marriages, families, life, everything, it's this authority that's handed down from one to the next. And see, this is what I was telling you. I'd gotten rid of it when I was about 20, from, any sort of that authority that came from my father. His thinking passed into my head. A lot of what he did, I do. He was, but very similar in a lot of ways. You can hardly not be when you grow up under somebody, but as for the authority, I haven't got it. The world changes and changes rapidly, but that is the best way, I reckon, to put yourself back in the dark ages. Have that authoritative thinking. So when you look at having an on-line relationship, see, I would look at it and say, before I would make any decision about anything, I would look at our relationship, Bob and Boomba. But we both know about that. We know at least our own side of that relationship. We can if we were going to speak with some authority, we could speak about that. We don't. But can you see what I'm saying? That much you know for certain. You can be sure. I can be sure, and you can be sure. Can you see what I'm saying? And actually, you have an impact on me cleaning the house, believe it or not. I was just out there, as I said, cleaning the sink, thinking, well, probably if Boomba hadn't been talking about it, I wouldn't do it. Now, if she was here and having a fight with me, we've got to do, I'd just say, oh, fuck off, go back to Romania, fuck off, I just don't want you here. I don't want you in my life. Raph would do it differently. Raph doesn't work, but quite happy to clean the house, do the cooking, do her side of things. Quite old-fashioned, really. And he goes to work, brings home the money, comes home, fucks her, and then they might sit and watch television together, or play a computer game together, or go for a walk or a drive or something like that. I don't know that that's so bad. In fact, except there's only one telling bit of evidence that she's on this high depression, on the antidepressants. But in a sense, I can see that that's her work, housework. But that's, she's just learned that from her mother. That's been passed on from mother to daughter. But in some ways, I think it's rather good. she does her bit, and he does his bit. And that's probably how it was worked out years ago. But now we've got this jumbled up life simply because central banks are pushing house prices so high that you both need an income to pay the fucking mortgage. So that means that both partners have to do the cleaning and the cooking and that sort of thing, and it gets fucked up. Like, who should do it, who shouldn't do it? The guy says, oh, fuck it, I've worked hard, I don't want to. So they're basically both being, whereas, say, Raph and her boyfriend, they've only got a small place, and maybe that's the trick. If you have a small place or a smaller place, less to clean, less to pay off, less of everything. Here in Australia, people aim to have huge places. We were renting one, huge, that we didn't bother cleaning, and apparently a shit hit the fan when Sue moved out with it. I don't care, but I mean, but looking back on it, a much smaller place would have been good. And in fact, I look on vids and stuff, and I look at their background, and I think, yeah, if you're living online, you only need the background to be good for that little bit there. Nobody knows how. You don't live in a house with. I mean, who knows? Can you see what I'm saying? Just what appears in the camera? Like, that's a shitty scene behind me, but it could be better. It could be, and you think, yeah, I don't want it too big because I don't want to clean it. And then if I had money, I think, what can I buy that will make cleaning even easier, that I can just get done. But see, I wouldn't be thinking like, it's got to be hard. We've got a big house and we've got a slog, and then I get a cleaner and do what we can. Or when we can't afford it, we just have to do it ourselves and spend half our weekend cleaning the fucking house, so that maybe somebody who we don't like comes over. In fact, I'd just throw it up in the air altogether. The whole fucking thing. Like, you've got a dining room. Full. You won't even show me your house. This is a shitbox. I'll show it to you. But really, it just sort of, I could probably change it a bit, saying, so that's more interesting to look at. Oh, won't you do this, Bob? Yeah, it's a good idea. And just like, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have to be much for me, just me. It wouldn't have to be a house much bigger than this. And just so long as I had internet. It doesn't have to be expensive in town because I don't want to talk to anybody. I could, just start thinking about and talking about how I'd like to live. But, it's sort of like, I see the houses you look at, and yeah, you're younger, but here I am 60, I have no money, I've been left penniless, and I'm just wondering what I do want. I mean, what I want is to be with my family. There's nothing about that, and that just won't go away though. But yeah, if you know what I mean, it's just, there's no authority. It's just, everybody tries to talk with authority, and I look at it and I think the world's just getting worse. Why don't they just give up and say, fuck, we don't know? And start the discussion, like, how do you and I get happier? How do you and I make ourselves a bit happier? Why don't we just start there? Raph I'd never talked to Raph about it. I don't feel like I could, but see, you're sort of my wife. Believe it or not, that's what's happened. You're not much different to Sue. I'd say all the things to you that I would have said to Sue. The only difference is you're in Romania, I'm in Australia, and maybe that's not a bad thing. But that means we can't go up the river for a swim, or we can't go to the beach, or we can't go to, and I wouldn't want to visit friends. I just really have no interest in visiting friends. I didn't have any interest here, not particularly not in Grafton. They're stupid. You know what I mean? They're just different people. And I probably didn't really enjoy it that much in Sydney either. I just don't think there's, I don't know, I normally have fallouts with friends for one reason or another. Now that seems A lot of people say the same thing. Yeah, just give up eventually. Yeah, but that's yeah. But that's what I've noticed. It's just always this, it's this and that, and something else. And so, yeah, they want to fight with you. Well, they're probably fighting with you because they don't want what you want. Like, I wouldn't want to be you'd probably have me bloody hand washing clothes. I'd tell you to fuck off. So fuck that. Why don't we use kerosene lamps? No, I'd use a washing machine. I wouldn't have that discussion. And they're not expensive. I just have it sitting in a bloody laundry, bang, done. Just throw a few things in there, finished. And as for having a big house, I'd say fuck that. No, I don't want that either. But I don't know. But it's, as I said, there's no real joy in my life anymore, Boom. Kids give you the joy. And that's, but see what's going to be happening with you. It's the same as Sue. You'll end up arguing about, you just ruin it all. You will. You just fuck. You'll get somebody, have kids, and you have every opportunity there, but you'll end up, because of this thinking that's inside your head, you just fuck it. It's the same thinking passed down from one generation to the next. And it used to be that, it was sort of, you couldn't legally get divorced for no reason, but now you can. Some people are. So once the door's open, they just walk out. You know what I mean? Whereas once upon a time it was closed, you had to, your parents' time. No, they're my age. Actually, it was before them. They were. You didn't have a choice, and that's that sort of thing. But that's sort of how they sort of seem to me. It's not funny. They're the same age as me. And I don't. They seem like old people to me. You describe them as old people, and I don't feel old. It's just. I don't mean anything by that. It's just, the way you describe them, they just sound really old. I don't know whether it's because I talk to young people or what. Got no idea. But that was sort of, I don't talk to many old people. It's because it's just, I don't know, just too old, too stuck back there. Anyway, that's enough from me. But that's what I was thinking about all of that. It's not and like I had a washing machine when I got married, big one. Parents gave us a huge one. Sue's parents, huge fucking thing. But then eventually we got down to this small one, and we'd wash every other day or every day if it need be. You finish, just go and throw them. Go and have a shower and throw the washing, a couple of shirts and a pair of shorts or whatever. Throw it in the washing machine. It would fill to the level that would weigh the clothing, and say, I put this much water in or that much water in. But what used to happen in the old, huge thumping big, huge, you put both lots in. So one person did the washing. So it was that thinking. And that's how I think. The woman did the washing, so so you got this big thing. You put all the washing in there, and it's just, and you just get a small one. And if you've got a big item that needs washing occasionally, take it to a fucking dry cleaner or a laundromat or something, But just have a small machine. That's no problem for him to just throw his stuff in, and you throw yours in at a different time. You do your washing, he does his washing. He doesn't do his washing, it doesn't get washed. Why should you do his washing for him? It's stupid. You know what I mean? It's really like we got married in 1982. It was really stupid thinking then. That's how old it is. Yeah, but it's just get a small washing machine. Hardly hear them. Just bang, bang, boom, boom. As for washing dishes and that sort of thing, it's all machines now. Yeah, everywhere has a dishwasher. You just put your dishes in, wash them, and stack them away. What other jobs are there? There's still the vacuuming. That's always a pain. cleaning stuff and whatever. Yeah, but you just cut all that down. And in fact, what people do here is they get people in to do it. They charge $30 an hour or something, come in once a month. It's done. Can you see what I'm saying? That's you look at the areas that are going to give you the shits, and you think, oh, fuck that. You know, how do we work? And when you buy a house, you buy one that doesn't need heaps of maintenance. Yeah, they're nice and nostalgic and everything else like that, but if you're going to take up all weekend, I mean, unless you want to, but if it's going to be a pain to paint them, get one that doesn't need painting. Can you see what I'm saying? You just sort of think a bit, you know, like it's you know, it's the same as the people at the food bank. You know, they said, oh, we're paying $3,000 to get a web page done. I said, you what? Yeah, no, we're just getting a guy, he'll bring out of us what we want to put in this file. I didn't say anything, they were fucking stupid. I mean, really, you know, if you send somebody to a church website, it's to get a time or something like that. I don't care what you're on about. It's just there to get a time, you know, when mass is on, or, you know, some other fucking service or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, $3,000. Yep, and they were thinking about it, stupid. If you just go on and just get it cost you $50. I told him I'd show you how to do it myself. Obviously he didn't believe me. I said, yeah, just do your own webpage. It's just not that hard. Oh no, we'd have to get somebody to do it for us. It's old-fashioned. Yeah. Living back in the 1960s. And I'm afraid that's where you're at. In a lot of ways, a lot of your thinking is not modern thinking. It's old, really old and tired thinking. And it's yeah. And I listen to it and I just think, well, give up. Yeah, you're right. Don't even try it, because if you're going to think like that, then you've got no chance. If you're going to look at it'd be like me having a conversation with somebody who said, oh, you've got to spend, $300 a month on lights to grow plants. And I'd just say, no, those days are dead. You do it this way, this way, this way. Oh, no, you've got to do this, this, this. And well, yeah, you used to. Just changed. And it's all that sort of thing, because I listen to you, and all that authoritative thinking is only comes from a person that's not keeping up with the times. They're not actually looking for opportunities to make things better here and now. They're stuck back there, and they're listening to a person who was stuck back even further. And you're going all the way back to the 1800s, probably. You're not chopping the thought and saying, "Oh, fuck all that shit." It's not bringing any happiness. Which is the idea. Just get rid of it. Even between you and me, we should just be thinking, forget even what happened a month ago. We really should be thinking, right, how do we make one another happy? And when I do that, when I sort of put that to you, things get up there again. But then if I drop it and leave it back to you, yep, we go back to 1820. And look at it. Look at what happened last week. Yeah, that's actually, boom, that's what happens. And you can practice this with me if you want to. You can actually think, right, what are we going, just one little, just here and there, dots, join up the dots with what can make, because I'm really quite down. And I started off with this relationship with you and me, just saying, what can we do to make one another happy? How can we lift one another? See, all they got fucked. Because, no, we don't want that shit. No, we want to do things like, we want the stress. That's what's happened. Look at the argument we had last week, just as good as any argument Sue and I ever had. There was no uplifting there. It was really old-fashioned. It was good stuff. Yeah, not like Bob's new ideas, like what actually consciously, and I used to go on and on and on. You can look at the videos if you want. How do we lift it? You can go to the doctor and get medication and throw up and vomit if you don't take it. Or you can perhaps listen to what I'm suggesting and just think, well, yeah, how can? Well, and if you can't make it work with me, then fair enough. But it was working between us. And then we forgot about that and just went back to the old, how it used to be. Yeah. And so, it didn't work. Surprise, surprise. See, this is what I was saying. A definition of insanity, one definition anyway, is when you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, but you hope for a different result each time. That's madness. And you'd be surprised how many people try to do that. Or I've tried everything to, they've tried nothing, or maybe one thing that they gave up after a while. Yeah, it's just, I know, I've heard it all before, it's just crap. I don't know, it's just, I can say things like, consciously, how do we do it? How do we get things up again? But if you're not doing that all the time, then it weighs down. And actually, that's where the effort is. And you could say to a guy, look, I've got a friend. We tried it for a couple of years, and just good friends, just online friends. Yeah, but we actually each day we did this, and we did that, and we had that, and he'd go. And he said, how did that go? Oh, yeah, look, and he's a lot older than me, and sort of thing. We had success here. You could say to him, well, when I was stressed, we had arguments. Like if I was, I would end up arguing about this, that, and something else, and I was stressed about. You could say, I was trying to do an eyelid, and we ended up talking about everything else other than the eyelid, and it's just a horrible fight. And you go, okay, so what happened? How'd you get out of that? But he might be interested, because it's real. And you could say, it's just an online friend. This is what happened, and this is what happened, and this is what happened. You don't have to go on, it's how wonderful or bad or anything else. I'll just say, no, this is my experience. This is what I found happened. And it might be different. You'd be the first woman in the world that would ever say something like that to begin with. Some guy might actually listen to you and think, fuck, you sound a bit smart. Not like the other fucking 4,000 fuckwits I've spoken to. Yeah, that's what you'd think. And if you just said, and you didn't sort of, it's not some dream about what you think should be, or what your mother told me it's got to be like. No, it's just from your experience, how you dealt with Bob, and what happened with Bob. We tried this and we tried that, and you said, I didn't like that bit, but I like this bit, and that sort of went well. And the guy would listen to you then, and he'd say, okay. So what happened here? Well, this and that and that. So that fucked up. Yeah. If I was working and trying to have a conversation with him at the same time, I usually fucked up. Particularly if, I was under stress and things weren't working out and I wasn't happy about it. He'd say, that makes sense. You'd have an adult conversation. Actually, I just thought of that while I'm talking to you here, about minute 31. I just thought, you could use our relationship to just have experiences. Just to, because I'm not going to go along with any of your fucking, this is just the way it has to be ideas, because I'm not interested in, what happened in 1820 at all. Not as it relates to my life. I like sailing ships and things, they were good. But no, that's about it. So I don't know, you could do that. And it'd be a more interesting conversation, and a more believable one. If like right now you're only going to a guy with your experience, your parents' experience, all the experiences you've had with other men. What if you were to go to a guy and say, look, I've actually, I've been in a long-term relationship with a man online. I don't know what you'd say, but you know what I mean. You just say, that bit was good, this bit was shit. We used to talk about whether, what you could learn online and use it offline and that sort of thing. I really think a guy would just go, fair enough, that makes sense. And you could say, well, he told me to tell you that. He'd say that. Smart guy, smart man, I like that, And it's just, and and then you could start, even now, start learning how to progress with me, and just, learn how we discuss things. And so when it gets to, he's ignoring you or not saying anything, then you'd have every right to say, no, fuck this. No, I need to know what you're thinking. You've got to get it out. Do me a video and send it to me. Or, leave it on the computer. Talk to me that way. And then I'll watch your video, whatever your name is, and, we'll take it from there. That's what, my online friend do. He'd send me a video telling me all of his thoughts. You can look at them all if you like. There's hundreds of videos there. And he'd say, geez, this bloke's a bit crazy. And you could say, no, he just wants to be happy. And he's trying to find a way for people to be happy. Because what he's seeing is no happiness, which is true. Yeah, so I don't know, and it's not like, if I was telling this, I was just thinking if I was telling this to Sue, at the end of it, she'd say, okay, so what do you want me to do? And I'd say, Sue, I don't want you to do any fucking thing. I never did, really. It's really, at the end of the day, it's all been worthless anyway. All your effort hasn't helped at all. It's only helped you. Yeah, but I mean, it's got to happen inside there. Really, you have to get rid of some of your old attitudes that women have been handing down from one to the next. And this is why men like me are moving forward and women are going back all the time, because they're taking this thinking that's been handed down and they're trying to work on that, and it's too slow. The world is moving rapidly, and you're even this morning you're talking about hand washing clothing. Why? It's just, I don't know, well, unless it is in Romania, but nobody in the West hand washes clothing. Nobody. Yeah, so it's like, can you see what I'm saying? See how that retards you and holds you back and keeps you in this old thinking? You're not progressing and thinking, okay, so we do that, yeah, because I would look and think, yeah, okay, you can get rid of 70% of the work around the house easily. The repetitive, horrible chores without much thought. I don't spend much time cleaning. I could spend maybe a few more minutes a day would be better, but I don't even spend that. I'm probably lucky if I spend 10 minutes a day cleaning. 10. And I just don't want to. Just not interested in it. But I could probably even time it, couldn't I? And think, well, if I spent 15 minutes a day, that'd be perfect. I don't know. It's just, or if I did this or I did that, that'll save that. I wouldn't have to do that anymore and this anymore or that anymore. What I mean? Think it through. But if you told me to hand wash clothing, I'd just say, oh, no, forget it, Bob. I'm just not interested in that at all. There's no need to. There's a washing machine here. It costs me $1.20 a week. I do it that way. I don't even know what a washing machine would cost to have it here, but I don't want one. But it'd be good to have one, I suppose. And yeah, because I don't like washing in one pile. I've got a stack of clothing there, and I run out of clothing. I would actually rather do it the way we were doing it, just a few items, bang, 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 bang. Just throw it in, put it up the line. It's as easy then, you've got say 3 shirts, a couple of pairs of shorts and some undies and stuff, socks. It takes a few minutes to hang them out in the line. If you leave them all week, it's a big job, and then you just don't want to do it, so you put it off. Yeah, but I mean, you just think it through. It's just things to solve all those problems. So why are you talking about that? I've got absolutely no idea. Yeah, but anyway, I guess we've managed to forget all the ideas I had, and give one another a lift, and yeah, I'm down anyway. That's the success of, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, that's actually what I think people need to do. Raph takes pills, has to, to try and get her up. would have been better if, she'd met somebody like that, right, what have we got to do to lift one another? Which I tried to do for her, but she didn't want to know about it. Too busy listening to her mother. So there you go. But anyway, there you go. I'm going to put this up. 45 minutes, too long. Bye.